It's urgent, you know, to each one. Okay. All right, guys, good one here. You, again, with these reduction formula questions, first you just identify the quadrant, right? So 180 minus x is quadrant 2, 360 minus x is quadrant 4, 180 plus x is quadrant 3, and 180 minus x is quadrant 2. That 2 that's in front there, you just rewrite that 2. Okay, don't do anything with it for now. Then you ask yourself, what sign in the sign in the second quadrant? The positive, right? So that just becomes positive sign x. Cos in the fourth quadrant is positive, so that just becomes positive cos x. Sine in the third quadrant is negative, so you change that to negative sine x. And then cos in the second quadrant is also negative. So that line would have been worth 4 marks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you could actually cancel out everything there. There was a sign at the top and at the bottom, a cos at the top and at the bottom, and the negative times the negative is a positive. So you're actually just left with 2. And that would then obviously be the last. So number 3. So again, we just look at where all of those angles were. So 350 minus x is 4. 180 minus x is quadrant 2. It was there at the bottom as well. We have another 350 minus x, which is quadrant 4, and then 180 plus, which is quadrant 3. And then you just take all the signs in those quadrants. The sign of the fourth quadrant is negative, so that's negative sin x. Tan in the second quadrant also negative, so negative tan x. Cos in the fourth quadrant positive. Sine in the second quadrant positive. Sine in the third quadrant negative. And then I was already able to cancel something out. So if you can look there at that minus and that minus, they negative times negative is positive. That sign and that sign I cancelled out. So it's actually just left with tan x times cos x over negative sin x. I cancelled everything else out. So tan I changed to sin x over cos x. And then this is just like the 2 actually what we did yesterday. So you could cancel the cos and the cos and the sin and the sin. And you were left with a negative there at the bottom, right? So at the top, because we cancel everything out, it's 1. And at the bottom, it's negative 1. So 1 divided by negative 1 is negative 1. Yeah. So you can quadrant 4. And quadrant 8 quadrant. Any other questions, guys? All right, we are doing more examples on different angles. So I'm going to write negative angles as a heading, but it's not all negative. That's just the heading in the book. Okay, guys, I'm just going to write down the angles, and all we're going to do at first is just figure out which quadrant the angle are in, because that is the important thing, right? If you know what quadrant it's in, you can take that sign and you can go from there. So the first one that we'll look at is x minus 350. Like I said yesterday, it's not always going to be 1x minus x, 1x plus x, or 350 minus x. They can give you different angles. Now guys, what did I say yesterday? What type of angle is x for? Acute, right? So x on its own, just the angle x, because it's an acute angle, is a quadrant 1. Right? So we agree with that. So x, I'm just going to make a little note here, is acute, therefore quadrant 1. So you need to like visualize, you can do a little, what's even saying here. So x is going to be in quadrant 1 something, right? So you can literally just hold your pencil there or your pen, whatever, in quadrant 1. And now guys, from this angle, wherever it is in quadrant 1, it doesn't matter as long as it's there in the first quadrant. We now need to subtract 360 degrees. Now when we subtract, do we go clockwise or counterclockwise? Clockwise, right? So we're going to go backwards. And I think we're going to do a full revolution, right? So where does that mean? Land of quadrant 1. Okay, so x, the angle x, because it's acute, starts in quadrant 1, and then we are minusing 360 degrees. It will get us back to that exact same angle. Right. So that whole angle is going to be quadrant 1. So guys, if they are asking you for sine of x minus 360, then we are going to change that. In quadrant 1, what is sine in the first quadrant? Positive, so we're going to change it to positive sine x. Doesn't matter that the x is now written first in the bracket. So you always take that into account when you are reducing. If we have to find cos, we work with cos of x minus 360. What is cos in the first quadrant? Also positive, okay? So that's going to give you positive cos x. And the last one, tan of x minus 360. What is tan in the first quadrant? Positive, right? So positive tan. Okay, number 2. Number 2, let's do negative 180 minus theta. Okay, negative 180, guys, it's best to start with the first thing that they're giving you. So this is 0, right? Negative 180 is going to be there. At the same place as positive 180, right? So we're just moving in the negative direction. So 0 is here. Negative 180 is on that line. Now we must minus another acute angle. So again, when I minus, in which direction am I going to go? Clockwise or counterclockwise? Clockwise. So I'm going to go up, right? And since theta is an acute angle, I'm going to go into the second quadrant. I can't possibly go past that and go into the first quadrant. Because theta is an angle that's smaller than 90. Okay, so I'm just going to say that again. Negative 180 is there. And then you need to go another acute angle further on into the negative. So that is going to end in quadrant 2. You're just going to write the different vacuum the sine of that angle. Since this angle is in quadrant 2, what is sine in the second quadrant? Positive. So this is going to change to positive sine theta. How does that angle? What is how does the second quadrant? Negative. So this is going to become negative cos theta. And right in the second quadrant, tan is negative. So this is going to become negative tan theta. So guys, it doesn't actually matter what this angle is. You just need to be able to figure out which quadrant it's in. Alright, and after that, it's the same as the ones that you guys see. Just gonna do one more, and I actually want you guys to do this one on your own, just figuring out which quadrant it's in. So it's theta minus 180. Right, theta is in quadrant 1, right? It's an acute angle. So theta on its own is in quadrant 1. And now you must minus 180 from it. Guys, if you minus 90 from it, you're going to end up in quadrant 4, right? But now you must minus another 90, basically. 180, you're going like in a straight line. You're going to change 180 degrees. So you start in quadrant 1, you go in all the way around to quadrant 3, and you subtract 180. So theta minus 180 is in quadrant 3. All right, what is sine in the third quadrant? Negative. So this becomes negative theta. Cos in the third quadrant is also negative, so negative cos theta. And then tan in the third quadrant is positive. So this one is just going to become positive. Right. So guys, these are just 3 examples of how you can figure out which quadrant it's in. I'm not going to do examples now where you simplify them. You guys are going to do a few on your own. And then I do want to mark 1 or 2 of them before you leave. Alright, since I'm not doing you guys tomorrow. So I'm going to ask you to do exercise 8. I can also put it on the board. It's quite a small exercise in terms of space taken up in the book. So it's page 147. Guys, there are 5 questions. I would like to do all of them, but I will mark maybe after like 10 minutes. I'll mark the first one and do it in down. Okay, so just write that down quickly so I can put the questions on the board. Also, from yesterday, remember I said I was going to find another question that uses a trinomial. So exercise 6 on page Alcohol exercise, just number 2. So this is one of those identities questions, right? One of those difficult ones. And what I'll do for this one is I'll just record a little video of me explaining it and I'll post it on Classroom for you guys tomorrow. It will be like a 3-minute, 4-minute video. Right. So I want you guys to practice this first, since this is now like fresh in the memory. Yeah. No, there is supposed to be one going up. I'm gonna ask her to put it on. Yeah. Can you all copy this now, guys? There is one thing in number 2 that I just want you to fix, please. Just look at that. That's supposed to be a minus, not a plus. I don't know if the library even fixed the books. Oh, is it?